Hi dear viewers and listeners. This is Sajjad Ahmed, body language expert and trainer. Our today's subject of body language series is the flight response. Joe Navarro, a former FBI agent and famous American body language expert, wrote in the chapter Flight Response in his book, What Every Body is Saying. One purpose of the freeze response is to avoid detection by dangerous predators or in dangerous situations. A second purpose is to give the threatened individual the opportunity to assess the situation and determine the best course of action to take. When the freeze response is not adequate to eliminate the danger or is not the best course of action, example, the threat is too close, the second limbic response is to get away by use of the flight response. Obviously, the goal of this choice is to escape the threat or, at a minimum, to distance oneself from danger. Running, of course, is useful when it is practical, and as a survival mechanism our brain directed our body to adopt this tactic judiciously over millennia in order to escape from danger. In our modern world, however, where we live in cities and not in the wild, it is difficult to run from threats, therefore we have adapted the flight response to meet our modern needs. The behaviors are not as obvious, but they serve the same purpose to either block or distance ourselves from the physical presence of undesirable individuals or things. If you think back on the social interactions you've had in your life, you'll probably be able to recall some of the evasive actions you took to distance yourself from the unwanted attention of others. Just as a child turns away from undesirable food at the dinner table and shifts her feet toward the exit, an individual may turn away from someone she doesn't like, or to avoid conversations that threaten her. Blocking behaviors may manifest in the form of closing the eyes, rubbing the eyes, or placing the hands in front of the face. The person may also distance herself from someone by leaning away, placing objects, a purse, on her lap, or turning her feet toward the nearest exit. All of these behaviors are controlled by the limbic brain and indicate that someone wants distance from one or more undesirable persons or any perceived threat in the environment. Again, we undertake these behaviors because, for millions of years, humans have withdrawn from things we didn't like or that could harm us. Therefore, to this day, we expedite our exit from a deplorable party, distance ourselves from a bad relationship, or lean away from those who are deemed undesirable or even with whom we strongly disagree. Just as a man may turn away from his date, an individual in negotiations may shift away from his counterpart if he hears an unattractive offer or feels threatened as bargaining continues. Blocking behaviors may also be manifested, the person may close or rub his eyes, or place his hands in front of his face. He may lean away from the table or the other person and turn his feet away as well, sometimes in the direction of the nearest exit. These are not behaviors of deception, but rather actions that signal that a person feels uncomfortable. These forms of the age-old flight response are distancing non-verbal behaviors that tell you that someone is unhappy with what is occurring at the table. People lean away from each other subconsciously when they disagree or feel uncomfortable around each other. That's it for today. And remember, knowledge always grows by sharing. Thank you so much all of you.